Hey YouTube, it's me again. Today I have come with good news. I played in my first tournament ever today. And actually it's the first time for me to play the card game outside of my own house and with other people than my best friend Bill, who was also at the tournament. I was running a Ancient Gear Machina deck, and he was running 6 Samurai. I'll go ahead and say right off the bat that I ended up winning the entire tournament. It was a 16-player tournament. There were 3 rounds. Okay, let me explain it. So, we were doing match play, which means you'd play 3 games, and the best of 3 got the win. And if you won the best out of 3, that was considered a win. So the actual individual games didn't matter, just the overall. You want to win the best out of 3. So there were 3 rounds of best of 3, and I won 2 of those and lost 1, which qualified me for the top 8, which is where the bracket started. In the bracket, it was a best of 8, and then it went just tournament style. So, without further ado, here is my Ancient Gear Machina deck that I ran today. It is now a tournament-winning Machina deck, Ancient Gear Machina deck. So first, we have 3 Ancient Gear Gadjiltron dragons. This is the real power of the deck. If you don't know, this can be special summoned when Geartown is destroyed. And it's a great beat stick because it has the Ancient Gear effect of if it attacks, no trap cards can be activated. Okay, next, another driving force of the deck. 3 fortresses. So, fortress effect, it can be special summoned from your hand or the graveyard if you discard machine monsters that equal 8 stars or more. So, you know, Gadjiltron Dragon can be summoned from your deck, your graveyard, or your hand. So, you know what, discard 1 Gadjiltron Dragon, get a free 25 beat stick. And his effects are that if he's targeted by an enemy's monster card effect, he has to be targeted by it, then he can look at 1 card in your opponent's hand and destroy it. And he's been destroyed in battle, he can destroy 1 face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field. So, one of the times I used this today, I actually suicided into a Gores, and then I ended up clearing the field by using his effect, and then taking up the Gores. I only took 300 damage, so it has application in that standpoint. Okay, next we have 3 Machina Gearframe. It's an 1800 stick, and it also searches out the fortress. As an additional effect, you can equip this to any machine, and if the machine is going to be destroyed, this gets destroyed instead. So again, you can save your monsters. You can also special summon it back to the field, so you can unequip it. And then we have just a set of each of the gadgets. These are all common starter deck ones, sadly. I'd love some Hobby League if anyone has any extra. We can make a deal for them. Next, I have 2 scrap recyclers. Sorry, it's missing 1. This pretty much works as a Foolish Burial. Whenever he's normal summoned, you can send 1 machine monster to the graveyard. In addition, if I were to return 2 4-star Earth monsters to my deck each turn, I can draw a card. 1 Minefielddriller. This is to bring back when he's removed from the field, which means he could be sent back to my hand, sent out of play, anything. As long as he's removed from the field, he brings back a field card. The field card for this deck is Geartown. I run 3 of them. When it's destroyed, it special summons an ancient gear monster from my hand, deck, or graveyard, which of course is going to be the Gadjiltron dragons. And it has another effect that I don't really use much at all. When it's face up on the field, ancient gears cost 1 less tribute. And 1 terraforming, just in case I find myself with no gear towns. 3 smashings, 3 smashing grounds. 2 solidarity, since we're only running machines. 800 boost makes those gadgets into 2k beat sticks. 1 lightning vortex. 1 cold wave. And I was debating running this card, but it actually saved my ass a couple times today, so I'm really glad I played it. 1 heavy. 1 Trunade. MST. Limited removal. This card won the entire tournament for me. I only say that because the last game of the last match was an OTK with a limiter. Torrential. 2 D prison. 2 magical hats. And a lot of people look at this card and they go, what? Magical hats? What this card does is during your opponent's battle phase, you can activate this card and take 2 non-monster cards from your deck and shuffle them with 1 monster card you have on the field, and you play those 2 cards face down that you got from your deck, so we'll pretend they're like that, and they're considered 0/0 tokens until the end of the battle phase. At the end of the battle phase, they're both destroyed. So what I do is the 2 cards I pick from my deck are Geartown. So at the end of the battle phase, I'm looking at 2 ancient gear gadgets and dragons, regardless of how it turns out. It's actually a really good combo, and a lot of people were really hating this card today. Love that card. And then the last 2 cards are staple bottomless trap holes. You'll notice I don't have a Mirror Force or a Solemn Judgment. While I would like both of them, I really only need the Solemn. I feel like with the deep prisons and some of the other destruction abilities, I should be okay without a Mirror Force until I can get my hands on one. That's my deck. That won a 16-player tournament today, my first time, and you know, that's how I introduced myself at the tournament. I was like, oh, this is my first time. So throughout the tournament, everyone's like, oh, the new guy's kicking ass. So it's actually pretty cool.